Hi, this is Simply Love Yoga. I'm Samantha Lavery, and today we're going to do a yoga sequence to build strength, stamina and flexibility. But first, click the like button, subscribe, and then we'll get started. So when you come to the mat, come with your feet about shoulder width apart, toes facing forward so the outside edge of your feet is parallel to the short edge of the mat. We're just going to stretch up to the ceiling, so if you just clasp your hands, palms facing upwards, and then we're going to push the palms up towards the ceiling. As you do, you push the heels of the hands up, come onto the toes, shoulders come back and down, pull your navel in and stretch up to the ceiling as high as you can on your toes. And then as you lower your heels down, the hands come to the crown of the head, and then you release your hands out to the side. So again, clasp your hands, push the palms up, take an inhale onto the toes, shoulders come back and down. And then exhale as you bring the heels down, hands to the crown of the head, then release and just allow yourself to let go. And again, inhale, stretching up, really stretching up to the ceiling, heels down, hands to the crown of the head, and then release the hands down. We'll do one more, inhaling. And exhaling. So we're going to build an extra stretch now to the back of the legs. So I'll mirror you. So if you're standing on your right leg, you bring your left foot across in front of the right leg. Make sure that you're standing equal weight in both feet. Then we're going to bring the arms up. With the left hand, you're going to grab your right wrist and we're going to bend and stretch to your left side. So it's more of a stretching up rather than a bend to the side. So you really feel that length in the waist, in the side of the body. Pull that navel in, stretching up. Then change hands. Right hand grabs your left wrist. We're going to stretch up to your right, lengthening up. So you can feel a stretch to the outside of that left side. And then come back to a central position. Bring the hands out wide. Clasp your hands. Lift your shoulder blades. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Lift your chest, look up. And then exhale, we're going to forward fold. So we get that extra stretch to the back of the legs. Arms continue going over your head and the crown of the head stretches down to the floor. And then we're going to start coming up, just rolling up nice and slowly. Just releasing your hands, shaking your arms out, bringing your legs back to a normal position. So this time standing on your left leg. You bring your right foot across, again, just balancing the weight between each foot. I'm going to bring the arms up and with the right hand, just grab your left wrist and we're going to go to your right. So pushing up to the ceiling, the heel of the hand pushes up to the ceiling so you get that lift and length as well as that side stretch. And come back to center, changing hands. So pushing the opposite arm up to the ceiling, getting that nice stretch. And then just come back to the center, bring your arms out nice and wide. Clasp your hands behind your back, squeeze your shoulder blades, look up and exhale as you forward fold. Again, just bringing the arms overhead as much as feels comfortable. Getting that deep stretch to the back of the knees, the calves, the hamstrings. And then we're going to start rolling up nice and slowly, bringing the hands to the waist as you do. And then release your hands, shake them out and just bring your feet back, just shaking your legs out and just come to the top end of the mat. Going to start with doing a sun salutation down to the mat, and we'll do some lunges as well with a twist. So again, just as we did before, stand with your feet about hip width apart this time, clasp your hands. We're just going to push the palms up to the ceiling, come onto the toes, getting that nice stretch. And as you lower the heels, bring the hands to the crown of the head. And as you bring your hands out to the side, we're going to forward fold, bringing the hands to the floor, crown of the head down towards the mat. And just hold here. You can hold the back of the heels if it feels comfortable to do so. You can have a bend in your knees if it feels better to do that. Just lengthening the head down. Pull that navel in, just getting that extra stretch. And then bring your hands to the floor. Inhale, lift your chest so you can look forward. And then we're going to step this left leg back into a lunge position. So just having this front leg into a nice straight shin so that your knee is protected. It's in line with the front of your ankle. So my right leg is forward, so my right hand is going to come to the inside of that foot. And then we're going to bring the left arm up. You get this extension up towards the ceiling, this nice stretch. And then you bring your hand down. So left hand comes in towards the inside of that foot, and we get this twist on the opposite side. So stretching the right arm up to the ceiling. Keep breathing, pull that navel in, stretching up. And then bring both hands either side of the foot. We're going to come into plank position. So bring that front foot back into a plank position, holding plank here. Building strength in the arms, pull that navel in, squeezing your thighs to make your body work for you. Then drop onto the knees, tops of the feet flat, coming into modified chaturanga. So chest comes down, elbows in, lift your chest as you lower the hips, chest and shoulders come up. And then just turn your toes under, lift your sit bones up towards the ceiling. Coming into a downward facing dog, just lengthening your sit bones up towards the ceiling. You can widen your hands here if you need to. Pull that navel in, just get a deep stretch through the spine. Just focus on your breath. And then this time, look towards your hands. We're going to bring the left leg forward this time. So bringing that left leg between your hands. You can adjust your back leg as you need to. So doing the opposite foot. So left hand comes onto the inside of that left foot. And then bring your right hand up towards the ceiling. Stretching your arm up, holding here for a moment. Just pull that navel in. And then bring the hand down to the inside of that foot. We're going to change positions. So left arm comes up to the ceiling. You get this nice twist. Opens the chest. Stretching the hand up to the ceiling. And then bring the hand down again. We're going to bring that front foot back into plank position just as we did before. Holding plank. Building strength. Drop onto the knees, tops of the feet flat. Chest comes down. Lifting up. And then just turn onto your toes. Push your sit bones up, coming into downward facing dog. Really warming the body up. Just feeling that length through the spine. Stretching the heels towards the mat. Just focusing on a nice even breath. And then as you look towards your hands, bend your knees, spring forward with one foot and the other. Forward fold, drawing the head down towards the mat, chest in, and then bend your knees, roll up nice and slowly. And just as we did at the start, we're going to clasp the hands. Push the palms up, coming onto the toes, stretching up. And then lower the heels, lower the hands, and release down to the side. Okay, this time we're going to stretch our leg out and we're going to come to Warrior Two. So front leg is bent, back leg is straight. It's great for building stamina, getting some flexibility, particularly in the hips. So trying to have your heel about in line with your back instep. Back toes slightly turned in, heel slightly pushed out. And although your knee is facing forward, your hips and chest facing the side and just stretching your arms out. So we're going to hold here for a moment, but you can just rotate the arms. Focus on an even breath. Just takes the focus off the legs. Just extends into the connective tissue and the fascia, your arms and your shoulders. Just bring your arms level. We're going to straighten that front leg. We're going to bring the hands up towards the ceiling. Stretching up, palms together. And then exhale as you come back to Warrior Two. Again, inhale, arms up, straightening that front leg. And exhale. One more, inhale. And exhale. And then bring the hand down, turn that front foot in, turn the other foot out and we'll do the other side. So just adjusting your feet as you need to, hips and chest face the side, arms out, stretching the arms out. Turn your head to look towards your front middle finger. And then again, we'll just rotate the arms. Just getting right into the connective tissue. Focusing on breath. Just inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose if you can. If it feels comfortable to do so, then just bring your arms out nice and straight. And then we're going to straighten that front leg. Bring the palms up. Inhale and then exhale as you come back to Warrior Two. Inhale. Like this nice big pointed star and exhale. One more, inhale. And exhale. And then just bringing your hands down, straightening that front leg and turning that foot in. Going to inhale, open the arms up. Lift your chest, look up, and then clasp your hands behind your back. As you do, you push your hands down, squeeze your chest, look up. And then we're going to do a forward fold. So just stretching your crown of the head down towards the mat. Your arms might continue over a bit. Just checking the weight in your feet. You don't want to be too fine to your heels. Just an even weight. And then just bringing the hands to the waist and coming up nice and slowly. And then again, just walk your feet in. Come to the top end of the mat. We're going to do a sun salutation again. And so just clasp your hands. Push the palms up, coming onto the toes. Lift the heels and then release the heels down. Hands come to the crown of the head. Bring the hands down to the side as you forward fold. Drawing the chest in, crown of the head comes down towards the mat. Soften the knees if you need to. Inhale, lift the chest, look forward. Exhale, plant the hands, step one leg back and the other. Holding plank here. Squeezing the thighs, pulling that navel in. Just be mindful that you don't have your bum in the air, but you don't want to dip your hips down either. Nice and strong. And then drop onto the knees, tops of the feet flat, chest down. Pushing through, lowering the hips, lifting the chest. Turn the toes under, push your sit bones up to the ceiling, heels towards the mat, stretching into that downward facing dog. And just focus on an even breath. And on the next inhale, look towards your hands, bend your knees. Just spring forward with one foot and the other. Forward fold, head to knee. And then roll up nice and slowly. Again, as you come up, clasp your hands. Coming onto the toes, lifting the heels. The balance here as well. And then lower down onto your heels. Hands come to the crown of the head. Release the hands to the side. And again, we're going to step this leg back into Warrior Two. So again, getting this nice straight shin, stretching out into that leg. It's a really powerful pose. Makes you feel really strong as your arms stretch out. And you just turn your head and you just focus on your middle finger. Be mindful, this knee wants to come in, so you have to actively push it back. Just holding here. As we hold, we work deeper into our flexibility. We build stamina in the legs. And then we're going to drop that back hand down that back leg and just lift the front hand up. Just sinking down. Into that front knee a little bit, stretching, lengthening, again creating this flexibility in the waist, and then bringing the elbow softly to the thigh and bring the opposite arm over your head, and you can twist the palm up to the ceiling so you get this extra twist to the arm. You want to look towards the ceiling if you can, but you don't want to put too much weight in that front elbow. You're not sinking down heavy and lengthening. And then bring the arm back up, come up, straighten that front leg, turn that front foot in. And again, we're going to do the opposite side. So we're turning the opposite leg out, stretching, getting that position. Just to the opposite side, stretching our arms out. And again, just sinking down. Just finding a nice comfortable position, pulling that navel in. And focus on a breath. As you focus on a breath, you work through the challenge of the pose. Really stretching into that back leg. And then we're going to drop that hand down that back leg, lift the front arm up. So you're stretching up equally as you're lengthening down. Feel this nice stretch in the waist, but also a contraction at the opposite side, lengthening up. Your legs holding you strong and stable. And then bring the elbow down towards the thigh. Bring the arm over your head. Palm faces upwards so you get this rotation in the hand. You're lengthening away. Looking up to the ceiling. And then bringing your hand up, straighten that front leg, turn that foot in. So we're going to do Trikonasana now. So we're turning the opposite foot out. Just going to narrow our stance a little bit. Trying to get the inside of your foot parallel with the long edge of the mat. And again, the heel is in line with that back instep. Arms come out shoulder height. Push the hips back as you lengthen forward. Straight legs. Bring the hand down to wherever it meets. Whether that is your knee, your shin, your ankle, or your toe. Turn your chest. So this is a side stretch, not a forward fold. You're pushing the hips back, lengthening the arms up to the ceiling. And you can either look up to the ceiling or to the floor if that's a little bit more comfortable. Just use a breath. You want to feel like somebody's pulling a string at the crown of the head, lengthening it away. and then pull up with the top hand coming out. Again, bring the hand down, turn that foot in, turn the other foot out, stretching, strengthening, arms out nice and straight, stretching out. Hips go back, lengthen from the waist, bring the hand down to wherever it falls, and then turn your chest, stretching up towards the ceiling. You pull that navel in, push your hips back, and see if that allows you to come down a little bit further. Again, you're stretching the crown away, pushing the hips back, open the chest, and then pull up with that top hand, bring the hand down, turn that foot in, turn the opposite foot out. We're going to bring the hands down either side of that foot, and again coming into plank position, holding strong here. Last plank now. So drop onto the knees, tops of the feet flat, chest comes down, bring your hips down, lift your chest, turn your toes under, push your sit bones up, and get that length through this downward facing dog. Just feeling nice and strong. Just using your breath. We're going to come down to the mat now, so look towards your hands. We're just going to bring one knee to the wrist, the other knee to the wrist, cross the ankles, and then sit back. And then stretch one leg out, bring the opposite knee out, so Janu Sirsasana. Bring this foot in, knee comes out to the side, and if your knee's high, then you can bring a block or a pillow underneath, foot to the top end of the mat, squaring your hips on. We're stretching the feet so the toes are coming towards us, so you got a nice flexed position. Then we bring the arm up to the ceiling, placing this hand on the thigh, and then just stretch your arm down. Turning your chest slightly to the side, just bring the arm over your head and then coming back up. We're going to change leg positions, stretching that leg out straight, pulling that foot in. And then again, bring the hand onto the thigh, stretching the arm up. And then lengthening down. Bringing the arm over your head, so you're turning the chest to the side. And then bring the arm back up. And release. And just bringing the feet down. Bending your knees, bringing the hips towards your heels. And then lowering your back down onto the floor. We're just going to draw the knees into the chest. And just massages the abdomen. And then just bring both knees to one side. So just dropping the knees down to one side. And as you do, you bring the arms over the head and the hands come to the opposite side. And you look towards your arms. You get this twist in the spine. Really nice to finish off with. And then coming back up, bring your hands to a central position. And then just bring your knees down to the opposite side. Arms come. So I'm holding my arms to my right. Knees go to the left, stretching up. Get this gentle twist to the spine. And then bring it up to a central position again. Pull your knees in, and as you pull your knees in, you're lengthening your sit bones down towards the mat. So you get this length to the spine still. And then going back to a seated position. Just finishing on an even breath, so just coming into easy pose, just having a cross-legged position, nice and comfortable, lengthening up through the spine, breathing into the belly and exhaling, drawing the belly back towards the spine. Just focusing on the breath and just take a moment to notice how you feel. So just noticing the effects of the practice on your physical body, on your mind. And then bring your hands to your heart center, bow your head, namaste.